Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for joining me. I think this is the second time that I've done a video with my face. So here we go. I'm going to talk about my experience, my very first GOWild experience, and I've got a few notes because I want to make sure that I cover everything. Okay, so first let's talk about the hotel. The hotel was super nice. The only thing that I know firsthand and that I've heard other people talk about was the additional, I think it was a couple of $100 worth of like a hold that they put on your card for incidentals and things like that. Nobody knew about that until they were checking in, including me. I didn't know anything about that until I was checking in myself. I know because of the block that we had, most of us that came in a day early had to get hotels at other locations and then migrate back. Well, not back, but migrate to the JW on Thursday. And the hotel, I think the Hyatt, I stayed at the Hyatt the first night, which was Wednesday night. And they took out, I think it was $59 for incidentals. So I was not expecting JW to take over $200 for incidentals. So that was a big thing that most people talked about. And also the parking fees. They had a garage and it was $59 a day to park there, which we knew about beforehand. People asked if we can get a discount. They weren't able to do that for us. It was quite a congested area because I believe this was like downtown Indianapolis. So, I mean, other people checked other apps to see if there was other places that they could park that was cheaper. I just went ahead and parked in the garage at the hotel because I just didn't want to be going through the hassle of finding parking garages and walking and all. I don't know. I just didn't want to deal with all that. So that was that. Registration was simply fairly easy because when I came in, I guess the large group of people that came in at the beginning of registration had already done it. So I was able to just walk up and register. And that was nice. The planner fair. We had a planner fair that excuse me, my allergies, that went on for the duration of the conference. And there was like 4 or 5 vendors in there. And yeah, it's like 4 or 5 vendors in there. Edding, mile liners, zebra mile liners, Edding, I think that's what it was called. I think Pip Sticks. Yeah, Pip Sticks was in there. And another vendor it was a lot of space. Not many vendors. So what I heard was that they were charging. The reason why it was not enough vendors or it was a lot of open space was because of what they were charging the vendors for. And it was a lot, and a lot of small shops can't afford that. So hence it was a lot of open space. So yeah, the planner fair was just, I don't even know what to say about the planner fair. Could you call it a fair? I don't know, but it was called the planner fair. So there's that. We had a newbie meetup, which was okay. Wasn't really much. We just met in a room. I think her name was Kristen, if I'm not mistaken. But she just explained, you know, the basics of GOWild. And if we had any other questions, she answered them. It was just, I don't know, it was a few questions people had in regards to John Green and the book signing and things like that. That was about it. And then we all lined up to take pictures with the llama, the mascot, if you wanted to. So then that night, the welcome party kicked everything off. It was really nice. I will say that it was cash bar. Um, I will say this. There was refreshments there. It was like a charcuterie, and on the opposite side of the room they had like the cupcakes set up or whatever. I don't know if there was anything else besides cupcakes. I do know when I got up, because it was a line on both, like the charcuterie was on my right, cupcakes was on the left, and I was trying to wait for the line to go down. So when the line finally went down, when I got up to see what kind of cupcakes they had, it was 2 vanilla cupcakes and 1 chocolate cupcake left. That's all that there was. And then when I went over to the charcuterie, it was cheese left. It was cheese and some like Texas toast. I don't even know. So there was that. I didn't get any of that. The drinks were good, so that was a good thing. What else? Okay, so then Friday morning, I got up. Now this is the day that they have the sponsor table. So I did not get downstairs. Maybe because I set my alarm for 5. So I might have got downstairs maybe around 5:45, maybe. I think 5:45, 6 o'clock. And it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. So that was a good thing compared to what I was hearing about last year. And I think that's because last year they said it was like about 2,000 people that came to GOWild. And this year it was a small group. I mean, it was a good group, but it was not in comparison to the year before. So that was a good thing. I will say that. The sponsor tables, when we went in, I walked around. There was a bunch of zebra tables. There was a bunch of Erin Condren tables. I seen 3 Happy Planner tables. And I started to sit at one, but I looked at the table and it was basically everything I already had. So I was like, okay, there's no point. I was just standing there because I wanted to like get a spot somewhere and then look around, try to see if I could find something else. Because other people started coming in because they had broken the lines up. So I was in the 3rd section. So that, the first section went in second and then we went in. So yeah, I was able to like maneuver a little bit just to like quickly find something. I know Heather Kell had a table. Kell of a Plan, she had a table. There were other tables. I don't know. I was just trying to, I was looking for Notique. That's what I was looking for because I've always wanted to try her things and it's a bit costly. So I figured this was a good way to try out her planners and accessories and things like that. But there was no Notique table. A lot of the tables that I seen prior and other GOWilds, I didn't see. So that was a little bit disappointing. But I sat at the zebra table, which was nice. I don't know. I wanted to sit at a different table, but like I said, I was just trying to get the lay of the land. And so I just selected the zebra table because I felt like it was the safest bet because I didn't know where else to sit. I didn't know any of the other brands or anything. So, but it was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff on the zebra table. I'm not complaining at all. It was a really good table to sit at. Let's see. So the sponsor tables, the lines was not bad. Heather Kell spoke first. Awesome. Loved her presentation. It was really good. Then we had a founders panel. And then we had a break. And the break was really nice. They had like homemade potato chips. Looked like homemade potato chips. Dip and some like a veggie platter, cookies. It was nice. Oh, and some pigs in a blanket. It was pigs in a blanket. That was good too. And then we went back in. Elise and Marielle did their, I think it was like showing you how to block plan and things like that. So that was really nice. That was a fun session. And then, Crafty Chica, she did her thing with her stickers. That was fun to do. And then Good on Paper from Danielle Balfour, she came and spoke, and that was really good. I enjoyed hers. But honestly, you guys, I would have enjoyed it more if I was more awake. I was so exhausted. Not sure why. Oh, probably because I got up at 5 in the morning to go downstairs. But yeah, I was tired. And then we had another, so that was the end of that session. That was the Friday morning session. Friday night, that's when we did the book swap. They did some giveaways while, people were checking out the books that were there. And then we did a creative annotating session with Annie. That was fun. Very interesting. A lot of people like book lovers. We had a hard time. I'm a book lover. Paper books. I had a hard time with writing in the book. A lot of people had a problem with writing in the book and marking it up, but it was fun. And I could see myself really doing that because, like she was saying, she gets into the book, you read it, you're all in, and you love the characters, and they become part of your life. And then a couple of days later, you can't remember anything about what the book was about. So it's good to have that to start annotating throughout your book so that you could just flip through and see your comments about, how you was feeling when you read certain passages and things like that, because you want to remember some good parts and the best parts of the book that you read, especially when it gets into your feelings and takes you places. So that's a good thing. I like that session, even though, again, it's hard for me to write in a book. It was very hard for me to do that. Even when I'm Bible reading, sometimes it's hard for me to just highlight, but yeah, we wasn't just highlighting. It was like actual writing and drawing. Yeah, it was real. Let's see. So, then we did the reading. Oh, yes, we did the reading journal with Erica and Marielle. I hope I'm saying her name right. And they was teaching us how to do the reading journals and things like that. So that was fun. Oh, and then Mo from Pipsticks, she came out, and hers was her speech and everything, because she was talking about having a morning routine and sticking to it, and it was so good. She's so fun. She's so lovable. I love Mo. She just felt like, like you talk to somebody for the first time, you feel like y'all been friends all your life. That's how it was when she was presenting. She was just so friendly and down to earth. I enjoyed her. I enjoyed her time. When she was discussing morning routines. And then we did, I can't even read my handwriting, y'all. Productive journaling. And that was with Mark and Jess. That was a good session as well. Really funny. That was really good. Showing us different types of journaling. Eisenhower style. It was another one. I can't remember, y'all. It's all a blur, but it was really good. A really good session. Then they had the health and wellness panel, which was very good. A lot of great tips and a lot of great information for that. Edding's creativity. I kind of caught that. I had to step out because my son kept calling me. And I put it on, rejected the call, and then he called again. And I was like, what the heck? So I had to get up and go out in the lobby. And I'm like, what the heck? And he's texting me about the cats. Oh, they're being so good. And I'm like, dude, I'm in a conference. Don't do that. It scared me to bits. On top of that, I had just was scrolling through Facebook and seeing that a 25-year-old girl had got killed. She hit a tree in her car or whatever. So I'm when he kept calling, I'm trying to think, was it my niece or something? I'm bugging out, and he's talking about the dang cats. I wanted to wring his neck. So he was like, oh, I didn't know. I thought that was until later. I'm like, no, we've been down here since 7:30. Like, don't do that again. So then John Green comes out. He was so funny. That was a really good session. It was so fun to just hear him talk about, his journey with writing and things like that. It was a really fun session. Then they did the book signing. I didn't do that. I've watched The Fault in Our Stars in movie form. I've never read the book. I've never read any of his books, so I wasn't going to do the book signing or anything. But it was a line. It was a line for the book signing, so that was good. And then that was the end of Saturday. Yeah. That was the end of Saturday. Then Saturday night, we had the Plan Jamma, which was absolutely so much fun, you guys. I had the best time at the Plan Jamma. Now, I have heard stories about how there's really no food and this and that and all this other stuff. So after the break, when I went to my room, I had ordered something because I was like, I don't want to be at the party and be starving. Y'all, I get to the Plan Jamma. There is food everywhere. It was like, what is happening? If I would have known that, I would have waited, but I didn't think they were going to be serving food because every year they always complain about they don't have food. And I know one year they said the Happy Planners sponsored the Plan Jamma and they just had like finger sandwiches or something. I don't know. So I'm like, again, if we had more information, you guys, just give us more information so we know how to move, how to, you guys just couldn't tell us there was going to be food at the Plan Jamma party, especially if it's a known thing that we don't get fed. That's the big thing that everybody asks about when they want to know about GOWild. And that's the thing, is like they don't feed you in GOWild. You have to, spend money. So the year that you guys decide to feed us, you should just say that, like, Plan Jamma, and this is what it's including, so that we know. I wouldn't have to spend no money if I would have known that. Other than that, it was so much fun. Had a ball. Totally exhausted. Worth it? I say yes, it was worth it. I'm going to tell you guys this. Every time people talk about GOWild, right? The number one thing everybody always says, hands down, all the time, this is what they say. It's like everybody who loves paper and planners and things like that coming together, everybody's friendly, everybody's nice. And even if you're an introvert, you'll still find people to talk to. Like, you'll never be by yourself. And it's just a good time. And just for the experience. People always say that. It's for the experience. Being a super introvert that I am. And going by myself. I mean, my sister and my nieces rode with me, but they were not going to the conference. I was just going to the conference by myself. So I'm like, okay, we're going to test the waters. I'm going there by myself. Let's just see. I need to see if this, in fact, is true. It is so true, you guys. All you have to do is say, what planner do you use? Or where are you coming from? All of a sudden, you're friends. That's how it works. There was never a moment where I felt I was by myself. I never felt like I came there by myself. I met a new planner friend. Her name is, oh my gosh, you guys, my mind. Chantrice. I think it's Chantrice. Oh my gosh, she's going to kill me if I don't remember her name. But we met at the Newbie meeting. She just came in, got in the line next to me because we were waiting to take a picture with the llama. We started talking. We literally hung out the whole time. We was at the conference. Never met her. But when we met other people, they all automatically assume like we came there together, because that's just how it is. Like, it was just fun. I need to recharge my battery alone, because I'm an introvert. That's how I recharge, being by myself. Now, since I had my sister and my nieces with me, sometimes even leaving the conference and going back to the hotel room, it's not my alone time. So I would sometimes leave like after napping or whatever, I would just go, like, I think Friday night I had dinner by myself right before a crop. Yeah. I just went downstairs to the restaurant and had dinner by myself, and I was perfectly fine, because I know that if I wanted to talk to somebody or if I wanted to be around people, I could absolutely have done that. But I chose to be by myself, and I didn't feel alone in doing that. I don't know if you guys understand it. Maybe if you're a real introvert, you know what I mean. But it's a difference between like just being by yourself because you feel out of place or alone, or like nobody wants to talk to you. And then there's being by yourself because you choose to be by yourself. And, you know, you just want to hang out with yourself for a little bit. That's how I felt. Even when I was in the lobby, what was I waiting for? I was waiting for something to start. I don't remember what it was. But it was fine. Oh, because I was going back to my room and they were just getting ready to, the housekeeper was just getting ready to go into the room. So I was like, I'm just going to hang out and let her do her thing or whatever. And then I'll come back a little later when the room is done. And I just sat in the lobby and I was on my phone and was checking social media and stuff. And I was perfectly fine. Because I know, like I said, if I wanted to talk to people, if I wanted to go out and mingle and whatever, I could, because that's literally what it was. Like, it was a great time. It was a great time. I'm going to say this though. I was a little nervous in the beginning because I don't know. And it wasn't just me. It was other people who just felt like this is not gonna be a great time. Like, it just was feeling like, I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know. I was kind of like, I was a little nervous, but it got better and it was more fun and we did have a good time. Now, people that have went to previous GOWilds, I've only encountered one other person who said that they preferred this GOWild to any of the other ones they've been to. Only one person said that, and that's because they liked it because it was a smaller group of people that came this year. It wasn't so massive like it usually is. I have nothing to compare it to, but I do think as a newbie, I think this was a good way to dip my toe in the pool, because it wasn't like massive amounts of people. It was a good group and I had fun. I had a good time. It was a blur. I was extremely exhausted, but it was a good time. We got a lot of swag. I don't think we've got a lot like how they used to get in the previous years, but as a first timer, it was a good amount. I enjoyed the sessions, even though, like I said, some of them I was just too exhausted to even like be there. I was just so tired. It's just the early mornings and the late nights, and then the early mornings and the late nights, and it's just like, you know, it just felt like boom, boom, boom. Okay, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, and I wanted to, you know, participate in everything. I didn't want to miss out on anything. I wanted to get the whole GOWild experience. I talked to people while I waited in lines. I talked to people when I sat at the tables. When we did the book swap, the funniest thing ever was the table that I was sitting in when we did the book swap, because we had to bring our own book. You wrap it and then you put the GOWild label on it with just a brief description of the book. The book that I brought, the lady I was sitting next to, Carolyn, she got my book. And we thought that was so hilarious. Like, how did that even happen? We had like, there was like 4 or 5 tables in the back full of books that people had brought. And she got my book, and then she sat down, and I was like, that's my book. That's the one that I brought. So that was so fun. The book swap was fun. The Planjama, I cannot express enough how fun that was. The welcome party was even fun. They had people karaokeing. I wish I had the guts to do it. I did not, but it was fun to watch people. It was just fun to be there. Now, next year, it's going to be back in New Orleans because it's their 10th year anniversary. I'm definitely going. I'm so glad that they gave us a location at the end of the Planjama so that I already know I'm going to be in the building and I'm excited to go. And for me personally, it's like, now that I've went, how could I not go anymore? Like, I feel like I gotta go every year now. Like, I don't have a choice. Like, this is just what I do now. I just go to GOWild. It was fun. I had a good time. Like I said, it was a little iffy in the beginning. I wasn't sure because I didn't see... I think I got discouraged because I found out that Mojo Jojo wasn't going to be there. Amber wasn't going to be there. I didn't think Jessica from Live Love Posh was going to be there because she hadn't said anything. She was not there. And I was just like, I felt like, I don't know. I just wanted them to be there. And I felt like, oh, this is not going to be like, for the first time, I picked the wrong year to go kind of thing. But I'm telling you guys, it was worth it. It was totally worth it. I would definitely go again. I will definitely go again. I will be there, GOWild 2026 in New Orleans. I'm so looking forward to it, especially because it's 10-year anniversary, especially because we already have a location already. It makes me feel like they will have like everything together. Not that they didn't have it together. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it was a great experience. I don't know if I feel like they did it. I just, maybe because the announcement was so late, it just felt like everything, all the information wasn't really given to us beforehand. I don't even think we got the full itinerary until like a few days before we were leaving. So it was just like, it just didn't feel like it was prepped enough in that way. Even with the hotel, the extra fees, like, I know there were people that was just coming on the budget that they have. And if you look at the hotel sheet, it tells you your grand total. And that was it. So that's what people were expected to bring. I think it came out to like $974 and change. And then you get there and it's like, surprise, $250 extra for incidentals. If people are not, they don't know that. And what if they, like I said, because someone did say that, like, what if people were struggling and just had enough just to get there and do that? And then they had, I don't know. It was just that I didn't like. I feel like that could have been stated, and I think that's on the hotel's part. They could have, told that up front on the receipt after you book your room. But everything else was good. And like I said, for a first time, it wasn't as many people as it was the year before. But I feel like as a first time experience, it was a great thing. Most of the newbies that I talked to, and yeah, we all had the same sentiments. Like, for us, it was nice. It was a nice experience. And I heard too that even last year it was like a little cliquey with the groups of people that was there. And I don't know, but and to me, it felt like we were all family. Like, we just all we knew each other for years, and this is what we do. We just come together, and this is what we do. I didn't feel left out. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel like I didn't belong. I had a great time, and I was so nervous when I got to the hotel and I had to go and register. I didn't even want to leave my sister and my nieces in the room because I was just like, I don't want to go by myself. I started feeling so like anxiety filled, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be by myself. And I was just like, let me just go. I'm just going to go. And oddly enough, most times if I wasn't in my room sleeping, I was out. I was just like, I'm going to go out. I'm going to walk the lobby. I'm going to just hang out. Like, people were just hanging out. It was such a nice time. I had a great time, and I'm going to do it again, like I said. So if you went this year, please let me know in the comments. If you've never been, Let me know if you're thinking about going to Go Wild 2026 or how you feel about what I shared from my experience. If you've been to other ones, but you missed this one, let me know in the comments as well how you feel about your first time attending Go Wild. I don't know. I feel like I am part, like, okay, we have social media, you share your stuff, your, social media friends. But when you see people that you've been following for so long and you get to speak to them, you get to talk to them, they become more real. And you really feel like you are part of the planner community. And the planner community has always embraced me. I've never felt judged. I've never felt like, I don't know. I've never felt like I wasn't part of the planner community ever. But attending the Go Wild conference really makes me feel like I'm part of the planner community. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's the way I feel like I'm really a part of this community. And it is so great. It was so great to be around like-minded people. Even when John Green was speaking, the author, and he said, yeah, I know about washi tape. We all went crazy because we was like, how does he know about washi tape? But yeah, it was just so fun. It was so fun to be around people who understood planners, who understood decorative planning. It's so hard to talk to your family members about this kind of thing because they don't know what you're talking about. Even my son's father, excuse me, when I was telling him where I was going and what was happening, what it's about, he kept saying, you mean for work? I mean, you're doing this for work? And I'm like, no, this is not my job. This is like my planner stuff that I do for YouTube. Okay. Then he would wait a little bit and he goes, yeah, for work, right? No, this is not my job stuff. This is something totally different. So I don't know why people who don't do this don't get it. They just don't get it. And it's hard to be excited to even talk about these things with people who are just like, what? And you want to talk about all the pens and the things. Speaking of pens, Pentel gave us this great pen and I love it. I don't know why I needed to tell you guys that, but it's such a great pen. I love it. But yeah, I think that is it, you guys. That is my take on Go Wild 2025. Again, I am already going to start saving for Go Wild 2026 because I feel like it's going to be thebomb.com. And I'm so looking forward to going again. And like I said, I feel like I have to go every year now. How do I not? How do you not? You have to. I have to now. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad I finally went and I had a great time. I met some great people. I have so many pictures to post, so many contact cards to get through. It's just a lot. It was a lot. So yeah, I'm excited. This was so fun. I hope that you guys who have not ever went to a Go Wild, I would implore you to go. If you just go one time, go one time. But I promise you, if you go one time, you're going to be like, I have to go again. That's just how it is. So much fun. And yeah, it was a great, great time. And I think that is it. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't know. The stories like how big last year was last year Dallas. And most people did also say DC, which I'm surprised because at first I heard it was a lot of people were complaining about how expensive it was. But when I was asking other people that I met this past weekend, most of them were saying DC was the best and Dallas was the best. And some people said they liked Vegas only because there was a lot of stuff that they could do on the back end of things. But Dallas was, they always said great things about Dallas, always said great things about DC. I got a couple for Anaheim, not too many, which I'm surprised because I felt like everybody loved Anaheim when they had it in Anaheim. I felt like, especially because of Disney. Again, not sure why we still are not in Florida with the original Disney, but okay. But yeah, so that is it. You guys, GOWild 2025 is over. So we must start saving for next year. I hope to see all of you there. It's going to be so much fun. 10-year anniversary of GOWild. I can only imagine. And yeah. So that is my review. I feel like there's so much more I should be telling you guys, but I am so, I don't know. Maybe I'm still trying to process everything that happened this weekend, but it was so fun. I had such a great time. So that is it. Hopefully I get to meet more of you guys next year. It would be so nice. Some of you guys I would love to meet. I would love to meet all of you guys. What am I talking about? I would love to meet all of you guys next year. And yeah, we'll have so much fun. But it was super fun. And that is it. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you are notified when new videos are uploaded. And if I seem nervous in this video, please excuse it. I do not like being in front of the camera at all, ever. And I was almost ready to do this review and talk about GOWild as I was planning, but I figured it would be nice just to have a conversation. So I sucked it up and I got in front of this bloody camera for you guys. So that is all. Hope you guys have an awesome day. We are on Tuesday, right? Yeah. So have an awesome Tuesday or whatever day you're watching this. Be safe, please. And I will talk to y'all later. Okay. Bye.